Remote and wild, Alaska is one of the most beautiful places on Earth. But the very qualities that make it unique, its isolation and magnificent scenery, have made it a magnet for hordes of tourists.
Welcome to Skagway, everybody. Be ready to howl. Ow! Yeah!
Buckwheat Donoghue is in charge of promoting the town of Skagway. This was a town that all but died after the gold rush ended 100 years ago. Now it's been revived by tourism.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Skagway. Have a good time. Welcome to the finest town in Alaska. Single? Ow! Yeah! Welcome to Skagway, baby!
Skagway's usual population is about 800 people, but each day during the short summer season, the town is overwhelmed.
Yeah, we're kind of busy. There's about 6,000 cruise line visitors in town, about 1,500 rubber tire folks.
All right.
Cruise ship passengers spend more than $160 million a year in southeast Alaska.
So is this what you've come to Alaska?
Got 'em for me, sir?
Okay.
No, not Harley, darling. This is just something to do for a laugh.
It's the sort of bland cultural fare served up in tourist traps all over the world.
He couldn't handle it.
But the visitors love it.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. It was great. How can it get any better?
There's no sign of any debate in Skagway about the benefits of mass tourism. A recent survey carried out by the Tourist Authority confirmed the town's support.
Over 92% of them loved it the way it is, right? Because it does give us a good life. Because years ago, 20 years ago, the unemployment in Skagway was over 55%. And the railroad had closed down and, well, people were just down on their luck.
But as the dollars roll in and tourist numbers throughout Alaska continue to rise, a move to rein in the explosive growth has taken hold. And it's the cruise ship industry that's being targeted.
The large ships that you're seeing behind me now are flying flags of convenience. They are flying Panamanian flags. They're from the Bahamas. They are from Liberia. And because of that, they don't pay U.S. income taxes. They don't have to pay U.S. wages and benefits. They don't have to meet U.S. standards for pollution.
Taking on the powerful cruise ship industry means that environmentalist Gershon Cohen is not the most popular man in Alaska.
The environmental issues related to the cruise ships are still unfortunately very unresolved here in Alaska as well as elsewhere around the world. The large ships, like the one behind me, generates about 270,000 gallons a day of what's called gray water, which is laundry, galleys, sink, bath water, and other types of wastes. They generate about 30,000 gallons a day of sewage. They generate about 7,000 gallons a day of oily bilge water. And often the oily bilge water is contaminated with machine solvents and things from the machine shop on board. They generate about 11.5 tons of garbage. They run incinerators. The ships are floating cities. And in fact, here in Alaska, I mean, they're as big as or bigger than many of the cities that they actually come to visit.
Juneau is Alaska's capital. Today is an average day for tourist arrivals. The town's population has just jumped by a quarter.
The good thing is it's temporary, so you know, they come and they go, and in this case the ship will be here for 6 hours. So
John Stone is the port director, and for him, bigger is better. Juneau currently takes 5 big ships, but there are plans to expand the port to take 7 or 8.
some people, I think, you know, reminisce about Juneau the way it was, you know, 30 and 40 years ago. They look back to the time when we probably had 50 to 100,000 cruise ship passengers per year. Now we have 750 to 800,000 cruise ship passengers per year. So, I mean, certainly there's been changes as a result of having to, you know, accommodate that many passengers. But I think generally the you know, the economic opportunities have been favorable.
Not all in Juneau are convinced that the benefits of cruise ships outweigh the downside. Judy Crondale runs the longest established bed and breakfast in town with her husband Jay.
The peace and quiet is not here at all. People are, I mean, I go to other cities that are much bigger than Juneau, and it's much more quiet than it is here. It's sort of a constant noise that goes on all the time. You know, you almost have to learn to not listen to it.
So you go out there at night, it's very eerie.
But the noise isn't her main concern. She believes there's something fundamentally wrong with cruise ship tourism.
You know, it's always been said that travel broadens a person. But travel by cruise ships doesn't do that, because people who come on cruise ships are so overwhelmingly surrounded by other cruise ship passengers, by people who cater to the cruise ship industry, that they really don't find out about the places they travel to. And that's my opposition to the industry, is that it is so insular, so totally self-contained, so selfish, that it really doesn't do anything good for the communities that they visit.
Attempts to impose a tax on tourist arrivals have resulted in mixed success. Some residents believe there should be a strict limit on the number of cruise ships allowed to dock here.
We're cheapening the experience for everybody, including those who live here. We should be saying we have a limited capacity. We will sell this capacity or lease this capacity to the highest bidder.
There is no doubt that Juneau has been transformed by tourism. And for environmentalist Gershon Cohen, parts of the town have become almost a no-go zone.
Honestly, I haven't been down in this part of town for years. There really just isn't anything to bring me down here anymore, other than an interview, because everything that's down here now is geared towards the cruise ship industry. It's just a string of shops that sell t-shirts and jewelry and trinkets, things that say I was in Alaska, so that people can bring these things back to their relatives and their friends, I guess, and prove they were here. I'm not sure where they think they were.
But the majority of residents seem prepared to accept the tacky side of tourism for what they regard as longer-term benefits.
Actually, I usually don't come downtown because it's too busy.
Yeah. What do you think about all the tourists?
It's good for the economy. It's good for the people here in Juneau. I think if we didn't have it, Juneau would die.
But not everyone is as welcoming. Half a day away by sea at the town of Haines, cruise ships have been given a frosty reception, the town voting to limit the number of ships allowed to dock. And in some places, helicopter flights are being restricted in an attempt to curb noise pollution. The cruise ship industry has retaliated by cutting donations to community programs and cancelling some visits. It seems some people are slowly beginning to take notice of the industry's track record.
All of the ships that you're seeing here, literally every major company that runs cruise ships, these foreign flag cruise ships, has been convicted of felonies multiple occasions over the last 10 years, over and over again, for dumping pollutants and for lying about it after the fact.
What's it say that it's happened so many times, that they're repeat offenders?
Well, what it says to me is they make more money by polluting than not polluting. Until we get a permit in place that allows them to be stopped completely from discharging, we're not going to be able to control what the industry does.
While ever the big ships come and go, It seems there'll be debate in Alaska about the real cost of the tourist dollar.